Here are the 7 brutal life lessons that I wish I knew sooner. If you want to be successful in 2025, learn from my mistakes. I have learned them the hard way, so you don't have to. Here are the biggest life lessons I have learned with 30 years of wisdom. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily, and I have worked for nearly a decade as an engineer building our beautiful cities. On this channel, I like to bring you my favorite personal development advice to help you grow into the ideal version of yourself and engineer your dreams. Number 1, I come first before everyone else. You can only have one priority. That is the literal definition of the word, one thing at a time. And always, I am my priority. For very good reason. Every time you're on an airplane, they will tell you, put on your own oxygen mask before you help others. Because if you are emotionally, physically, or mentally depleted, you cannot give yourself to your fullest ability to your friends, your family, your work, your hobbies, anything. I am a lover girl at heart, it's true, so I naturally want to pour into others that I care about, but often when I was younger, this meant pouring into others at the detriment of looking after myself. I know it's very difficult, but when your favorite people ask you for love and support and you do not have the capacity to give it to them, you have to learn to say no. Your relationship will be better in the long run if you're only giving from a full cup and you're only giving from your overflow. If you're constantly neglecting yourself to take care of other people, you will grow to resent yourself for this action, and you will grow to resent other people for asking too much of you. Resentment is at the core of all relationship failures, so learn how to take care of yourself before you take everyone else so you don't tarnish the relationship you have with yourself and so you don't grow to resent others as well. Okay, the next brutal life wisdom nugget that I learned way too late is that you have to stop seeing everything as a problem. I work as an engineer, obviously, so we are trained professional problem solvers. However, if you're walking through life thinking that everything is a catastrophic problem, you're basically asking to be stressed the whole time. Most of life's problems are not in fact problems. They are more like annoyances you have to get through to get on with your glorious life. For example, things like serious health issues, things like financial instability, things like not having enough food on the table. Those are very, very real life problems. But your sweater having a hole in it, or Pilates class being canceled, or your drink at Starbucks being wrong are not real problems. They're just minor annoyances. So treat them as such. I need you to down-regulate a lot of the problems that you experience in life so that you can be happier, lighter, and less stressed. I know if you're anything like me, you probably have a tendency to be a little bit dramatic, but when life presents us with challenges, it is in our best interest to view them as fun puzzles to solve instead of dramatic problems that are existential crises. If you want to feel more stressed, if you want to have your hair fall out, if you want to break out, definitely go through life being a hyper problem solver. But if you want to have more fun, if you want to have more joy and ease in your life, realize that most of these things that are problems are easily figure outable. And if you approach them with an attitude of relaxed curiosity, they're actually much easier to solve and your solutions will be more creative and efficient. The third wisdom nugget I have for you guys that was way harder for me to learn than it should have been is that you have to stop trying to control everyone. The only thing you have control over is yourself. If your boyfriend, your family, or your work are not showing up for you in the way that you want, let them. Any act of you trying to control them is a form of manipulation. No one likes that, please stop. But it is also complete waste of energy to give all of your energy trying to fix other people when in reality, you have no control over what other people do. It is exhausting and it is so stressful. You're only responsible for yourself. Everything else has this magical way of working out for the best if you just allow it to unfold. It has been a learning curve for me to learn how to surrender to the course of life, to allow life to happen, to allow the life path to unfold in front of me. And it has also been a learning exercise for me to allow people to show up for me in the way that they want instead of micromanaging their behavior. If you want to get more out of your relationships, start seeing other people as very capable humans. They have been taking care of themselves their whole whole lives, I promise they don't need you to micromanage their every little action. And if you're still in this mode of having to try to control everything everyone else does, I need you to realize that it is so hard to change our own behavior. Not impossible. We talk on this channel all the time about how to change your personal behavior. But if it takes all that work just to change how you're showing up in the world, imagine how near impossible it is for you to change someone else's actions. It just comes off like you're lecturing to them. Really, you're wasting your breath. 80% of all human wisdom is minding your own business, and that means focusing on yourself and allowing the rest of the world to work itself out. And besides, I have enough problems and fun activities of my own to manage. I don't want to waste any of my extra energy trying to schedule everyone else and fix their problems. Okay, the next brutal life wisdom nugget that I learned way too late is that your job is your job. It is not your life. I know we spend a lot of time at work. I do spend the majority of my week when I'm not sleeping at work, but that doesn't mean it's my whole life. I have so much outside of my corporate job that brings me joy, fulfillment, and love. I have to nourish those parts of my life if I want my work life to succeed and if I want to just be a whole happy person. We did recently just post a video on this channel called the 5 Psychology Hacks to Be Happier. This focuses on the 5 Spire components of well-being that help you be a happier, healthier person. And work, your intellectual well-being, is just one of these things. You have to also nourish the other aspects of your well-being if you want to be happy and feel fulfilled in life. I know Americans especially marinate in a culture that kind of rewards that overproductive workaholic culture, but it's not good for your long-term health and it's not good for your long-term happiness. Ironically, if you are nourishing all the other aspects of your life that make you healthier and happier, you will also perform more efficiently at work. So that is general a win if you're still only in it for the productivity. I love making videos to you guys, and it is so fulfilling for me to share my life wisdom with you and to help you on your personal development journey. And if I didn't prioritize this in my normal day-to-day work life, my emotional life would suffer because I would be sad because I was feeling like I was not doing this fun activity that brings me so much joy. Sure, a lot of people do find this from their 9 to 5, but for me, I have so many creative hobbies outside of work that make me feel fulfilled, and climbing the corporate ladder feels like something that will happen through the course of my job, but it has never been my main focus. That is not to deter anyone whose corporate life is their priority. Just know that for me, my relationships, my family, my side hobbies are all immensely important to me as well. One key thing to note is that one of the main regrets of the dying, people who have accumulated a whole life's worth of wisdom, know that they wish they had spent less time working. They wish they had spent more time with friends and family, and they wish they had spent more time enjoying their life. So listen to people who are older than wiser than you. They do know more simply because they are older in some areas of life. The next wisdom nugget I have for you guys is that you are stronger than you think you are. Your capacity is not a static thing. It grows and expands based on how much you push it and you experience different challenges. When you're overtired, underfed, and overwhelmed, it is very easy to feel like everything is just too much. In these moments, life can feel like an immense burden on your shoulders, but the reality of the situation is that most of us who live in this modern world have not really experienced the deep struggle that our ancestors have. We are the descendants of the most productive humans in all of history. Our ancestors have fought battles, and our ancestors have survived in the wild jungles, and our ancestors have climbed big mountains and crossed giant oceans in order to give us the society we have today. The capability within you is much more than you think. In modernity, we are living an easy life, but you are capable of far more than you realize. And because the default mode of modern society is ease, you have to intentionally expose yourself to challenge and risk if you want to grow, and if you ever want to learn what your true capacity is. You have to push yourself harder in the gym. You have to put challenges upon yourself, and you have to challenge yourself to grow in ways that feel uncomfortable. If you're always living in comfort, you're never gonna know the true possibility of who you might become. You need to have the courage to push yourself to discover how powerful you truly are. Heroes are made through struggle. They are not made in convenience. and I want you to be the hero of your own life. Okay, the next brutal life lesson that I learned way too late is that I like sparkle, but I love people. Especially if you're living in a consumerist culture, it is very easy to believe that stuff is the key to your happiness. And yes, I like nice fancy things, but they don't bring me the lasting joy that relationships do. If you go to get a new bag, or if you go to get a new dress, or if you get a new pair of sparkly shoes, they'll feel good in the instant, and you'll probably be really excited up until you make that purchase. But 2 weeks and a month after that, you kind of even forget about it. There's no lasting feel-good hormones in your brain that really stand around for longer than just the instance when you acquire that item. Whereas the true joy that I experience in my life comes from the long cultivated relationships that I have and how my community nourishes and takes care of me as well. Things will not give you a sense of purpose or belonging or make you feel loved. Money can buy you freedom. It can get rid of problems in your life. It can bring you ease, and it can bring you luxury, but it cannot buy you love, and it cannot buy you purpose. The wealthiest people I know make so much more money than I do, and they still have very human problems. They still feel lonely. They still feel anxious. They still feel stressed. They still have health issues. We are all on this planet experiencing the human condition. No matter how much money we have, we just have different resources to deal with it based on our income. But the wealthiest among us still have problems, innately human problems that money cannot solve. Other people may be envious of their lifestyle on Instagram, but behind closed doors, people don't see how desperately some people crave to be loved for who they are, not just for the lifestyle and the things they can provide other people. So if you want to feel happier, don't just invest in making more money throughout your life. Invest in cultivating relationships that will bring you long-lasting joy and happiness. The next brutal life lesson that I learned far too late is that I'm supported, I'm protected, and I am loved. It is easy to think that you are an island if you live in a very individualistic culture like the US. But humans are not made to live in a bubble. We are made to be in community and to work with people around us to become our best selves and to create our best work for the world. It is so easy to feel alone in your time of struggle, but I promise you, you are not. This year has been immensely challenging for me. I have walked through a breakup, had to navigate career changes, and had to set aside time to focus on my health to deal with some very serious health complications. I needed all the help I could get, but I needed to be the one to ask for it. I needed to raise my hand and say, I need support from my friends, family, community, and God in order to feel like myself again. And if you have the courage to reach out your hand and ask for help, you will be so surprised and your heart will feel so warmed by the amount of people who want to show up to take care of you. It is not a burden to take care of the people that we love. It is an honor to be able to show up, care, and love them. And I know you are immensely loved if you're watching this channel by God, by friends, your family, by your community. You just have to give them the opportunity to show you that they care about you. I have felt so cherished in this past year by seeing how the people who love me show up for me in my time of need. It is not a weakness to ask for help. We all need assistance sometimes. And again, you are not a burden to others. People want to take care of you and people want to make you feel loved and adored. You just have to simply ask. I hope this next year, 2025, is the best year yet. I love making these life lesson videos for you, and I hope you learn something so I can save you some time and energy and pain in the process. Have a great day, guys, and good luck.